After the age of 60, many people begin to notice subtle changes in their bodies that seem to arrive quietly and without warning. A step that once felt effortless now requires attention. Standing on one leg, even for a moment, can feel uncertain. Rising from a chair demands a pause. These shifts often lead to worry, and that worry can quickly become fear. Yet beneath these experiences lies a simple biological truth. The human body is constantly adapting. What we often interpret as unavoidable decline is, in many cases, a reversible response to reduced stimulation. Slower nerve signaling and gradual muscular disengagement. Leg strength and balance depend on a complex dialogue between muscles, joints, nerves, and the brain. With age, this communication becomes less efficient, not because the system is broken, but because it is used less. Tiny stabilizing muscles around the ankles, knees, and hips slowly lose their activation. Nerve pathways that once transmitted rapid feedback about body position begin to quiet. Blood flow to working tissues becomes less dynamic. Over time, these small changes accumulate, creating the sensation of weakness and instability. But this process is not fixed. It is dynamic, responsive, and surprisingly open to improvement. The nervous system remains plastic throughout life. Even in advanced age, the brain retains its ability to reorganize, strengthen connections, and adapt to new demands. When gentle movement is reintroduced consistently, dormant pathways awaken. Muscles that seem to forget their role begin to re-engage. Balance improves not through force but through refinement. This is why small, deliberate movements often create greater progress than intense effort. They restore sensitivity, coordination, and trust between the body and the mind. Loss of balance is rarely a single muscle problem. It reflects a decline in coordination among multiple systems. Vision, inner ear function, joint receptors, and neurotiming all contribute to stability. When one part weakens, the entire system compensates. Over time, these compensations can become inefficient, increasing fall risk. Yet research consistently shows that targeted movement can retrain these systems. Slow shifts of weight, controlled steps, and steady postural exercises recalibrate sensory feedback. The body begins to interpret position and movement with greater clarity. Confidence gradually replaces hesitation. Muscle loss after 60 is often described as inevitable, but in reality, much of it results from disuse rather than age itself. When movement decreases, muscles adapt by reducing size and responsiveness. This is the body conserving energy, not failing. The moment consistent stimulation returns, muscle fibers begin to rebuild. Circulation improves, delivering oxygen and nutrients that support regeneration. Mitochondria within the muscle cells increase their activity, enhancing endurance. Strength slowly returns, guided by repetition rather than strain. Fear of falling plays a powerful role in accelerating decline. When individuals become cautious, they often move less. Reduced movement leads to further weakening, which deepens fear, forming a cycle that slowly shrinks physical capability. Breaking this cycle requires gentle exposure to movement in a safe, controlled manner. Each successful step restores trust. Each stable stance sends a signal to the brain that the body is capable. Over time, confidence becomes the strongest medicine. The aging body is not fragile. It is adaptive. It responds precisely to how it is treated. When ignored, it withdraws. When stimulated, it responds with resilience. This is why simple daily movements can generate profound changes. They remind the nervous system of its role. They awaken stabilizing muscles. They re-establish circulation patterns that support healing and energy. Most importantly, they restore a sense of agency. The feeling that one still holds control over their physical destiny. Balance is, at its core, a reflection of awareness. The brain must know where the body is in space at every moment. This awareness dulls when movement becomes limited. Gentle exercises sharpen perception again. The feet regain sensitivity. The joints communicate more clearly. Postural muscles resume their silent work. Stability returns not suddenly, but steadily, as if the body were remembering an old language it once spoke fluently. Recovery after 60 does not demand extreme effort. It requires patience, consistency, and understanding. Small daily practices accumulate, transforming weakness into strength and hesitation into confidence. Over weeks and months, walking becomes smoother, posture improves, and the fear of falling begins to fade. These changes extend beyond physical benefits. Mental clarity improves as circulation to the brain increases. Emotional resilience strengthens as confidence returns. Energy levels rise as movement becomes fluid once more. The remarkable truth is that the capacity for improvement does not diminish with age. It simply requires a different approach. Gentle repetition, mindful awareness, and consistent movement offer the body the signals it needs to rebuild. The nervous system listens, muscles respond, balance returns. And within this process, individuals rediscover a powerful sense of independence that transforms daily life from cautious survival into confident living. Gentle daily movement holds a quiet power that is often underestimated, especially in a world that celebrates intensity and speed. Yet within slow, mindful actions lies a deep biological intelligence that speaks directly to the nervous system. When the body moves gently and consistently, it awakens pathways that regulate balance, strength, coordination, and circulation. These movements do not force change, they invite it. And the body, remarkably receptive even in later years, responds with adaptation, renewal, and resilience. At the center of this transformation is the neuromuscular system, the intricate network connecting the brain to the muscles. Every motion begins as a signal in the brain, traveling along nerves to stimulate muscle fibers. With age and inactivity, these signals weaken, not because the system is damaged, but because it is underused. Gentle movement restores this dialogue. Each slow step, controlled shift of weight, mindful lift of the foot sends a clear message. This pathway is needed. This muscle still matters. This connection should remain alive. One of the most remarkable qualities of the nervous system is its plasticity, its ability to change and reorganize itself in response to experience. Even in the 8th or 9th decade of life, neural pathways can strengthen, new connections can form, and old patterns can be refined. Gentle exercises stimulate sensory receptors in the feet, joints, and muscles, sending rich feedback to the brain. Over time, the brain becomes better at interpreting these signals, improving coordination and reaction time. Balance, once uncertain, gradually becomes instinctive again. Low-impact movement also plays a vital role in improving circulation. As muscles contract and relax, they act as pumps, helping blood flow more efficiently through veins and arteries. This increased circulation delivers oxygen and nutrients to tissues that may have been deprived due to sedentary habits. It also supports the removal of metabolic waste, reducing inflammation and stiffness. The result is a feeling of warmth, lightness, and mobility that often surprises those who believed such sensations were permanently lost. Gentle daily exercises activate deep stabilizing muscles that traditional workouts often neglect. These muscles surround the joints and maintain posture, alignment, and balance. When they are inactive, larger muscles attempt to compensate, often leading to strain and instability. By reawakening these smaller fibers, the body regains its natural equilibrium. Movements become smoother. Joints feel supported rather than stressed. The entire system operates with greater efficiency and ease. There is also a profound relationship between gentle movement and the autonomic nervous system, which governs stress, relaxation, heart rate, and digestion. Slow, mindful exercises shift the body away from chronic tension and toward a state of calm alertness. Breathing becomes deeper. Heart rhythm stabilizes. Muscles release unconscious holding patterns. This internal environment allows healing and regeneration to occur more effectively, supporting overall vitality and mental clarity. Consistency is the key that unlocks these benefits. The body does not require long sessions or extreme exertion. It responds best to frequent gentle reminders. Just a few minutes each day can maintain neural activation, muscular engagement, and circulatory flow. Over time, these small investments accumulate, leading to significant functional improvement. Walking becomes steadier. Standing feels safer. Rising from a chair requires less effort. Each success reinforces the body's natural capacity to adapt. Gentle movement also enhances proprioception, the sense of body position in space. This internal awareness allows the brain to anticipate shifts in balance and adjust posture before instability occurs. As proprioception sharpens, individuals feel more grounded and secure. The fear of falling diminishes, replaced by a growing trust in one's ability to move freely. This psychological shift is as important as the physical changes, as confidence encourages further movement, sustaining a positive cycle of improvement. Another essential aspect of daily movement is its influence on joint health. Cartilage, the cushioning tissue between bones, depends on motion for nourishment. Unlike other tissues, it has no direct blood supply. Movement compresses and releases cartilage, drawing in nutrients and expelling waste. Without regular motion, joints stiffen, lubrication decreases, and discomfort increases. Gentle exercises restore this natural nourishment process, preserving flexibility and reducing pain. The body's adaptation to gentle movement is gradual but profound. It begins with subtle sensations: warmth in the feet, lightness in the legs, ease in the hips. Over weeks, posture improves. Over months, strength and stability become noticeable. The transformation is not dramatic, but deeply sustainable, reflects the body's preference for steady progress rather than sudden change. Perhaps the most beautiful aspect of gentle daily movement is the way it reconnects individuals with their bodies. It transforms exercise from a task into a dialogue. Each movement becomes a moment of awareness, a chance to listen, adjust, and respond. This mindful approach fosters respect for the body's rhythms and limitations while nurturing its potential for growth. Through simple actions, the body is reminded of its inherent wisdom, and within that reminder, strength, balance, and vitality quietly return. In Japan, longevity is not viewed as a medical achievement alone, but as a cultural expression of daily life. Movement, posture, and functional strength are woven naturally into routines that begin in childhood and continue well into old age, rather than separating exercise from living. Everyday actions themselves become the training ground for resilience, balance, and vitality. This philosophy gently shapes the body over decades, allowing individuals to remain active, mobile, and independent, far beyond what many consider typical aging. At the heart of this approach is the idea that small, consistent movements are more powerful than occasional bursts of intensity. Daily habits such as mindful walking, rising, and sitting with control, standing on one leg while performing simple tasks, and maintaining upright posture during routine activities all serve as subtle forms of training. These motions engage deep stabilizing muscles, improve joint alignment, and stimulate neural pathways without placing stress on the body. Over time, they cultivate a form of strength that is functional, adaptable, and deeply integrated into everyday life. Functional strength differs from traditional notions of muscular power. It is not about lifting heavy objects or pushing the body to exhaustion. It is about having the capacity to perform ordinary movements with ease, confidence, and stability. In Japanese daily culture, this includes kneeling, squatting, reaching, carrying, and walking on varied surfaces. Each of these actions demands coordination, flexibility, and balance. By practicing them naturally throughout the day, the body remains agile and responsive, preserving mobility far into later years. Balance training in Japan often occurs quietly, without formal instruction. Standing on one foot while brushing teeth, shifting weight mindfully during daily chores, and walking slowly with attention to posture are simple acts that sharpen sensory awareness and muscular coordination. These small challenges stimulate the vestibular system, enhance proprioception, and strengthen stabilizing muscles. The nervous system learns to anticipate and adjust to subtle changes, building resilience against falls and instability. Posture plays a central role in Japanese longevity practices. Upright alignment is considered essential not only for physical health, but for mental clarity and emotional balance. Proper posture allows the spine to support the body efficiently, reducing strain on muscles and joints. It also facilitates optimal breathing, allowing oxygen to flow freely and nourishing the brain and tissues. Over time, good posture becomes effortless, preserving energy and supporting sustained mobility. Another key element is the deep respect for rhythm and moderation. Movements are performed slowly and intentionally, allowing the body to fully register each sensation. This mindful pace enhances neuromuscular control and reduces the risk of injury. It also fosters a meditative quality that calms the nervous system and lowers stress hormones. In this state of relaxed attention, healing and regeneration are naturally supported. In many Japanese communities, older adults remain socially active and physically engaged through communal activities that involve gentle movement. Group walks, light stretching sessions, gardening, and traditional dance provide opportunities for consistent physical engagement without pressure. These social contexts reinforce motivation and create a sense of belonging, which itself contributes to longevity. When movement becomes a shared experience, it transforms from obligation into joy. The traditional Japanese living environment also encourages natural movement. Floor seating, low tables, and futon bedding require frequent transitions between standing, squatting, and kneeling. These repeated motions preserve hip and knee mobility, strengthen leg muscles, and maintain balance. Unlike chair-based living, these postures engage the body dynamically, reinforcing functional strength through necessity rather than intention. Nutrition and movement are seen as inseparable partners in health. Light, balanced meals provide steady energy without burdening digestion, supporting sustained physical activity. This harmony between nourishment and movement ensures that the body receives both the fuel and stimulation it needs to thrive. The result is a metabolic balance that supports muscle preservation, joint health, and cardiovascular efficiency. Perhaps most profound is the cultural attitude toward aging itself. In Japan, growing older is associated with wisdom, respect, and continued contribution. This perspective fosters a positive relationship with the body. Rather than fearing decline, individuals approach aging as a stage of refinement. Movement becomes a way to honor life, to maintain dignity, and to stay connected to community and purpose. This psychological orientation powerfully influences physical outcomes, as optimism and engagement encourage consistent activity. Functional exercises inspired by Japanese practices emphasize fluid transitions, controlled balance, and gentle strengthening. These movements restore coordination between the brain and body, improving reaction time and stability. They also reduce joint stress, making them accessible even to those with limited mobility. Over time, they rebuild trust in movement, allowing individuals to walk with confidence and perform daily tasks independently. The longevity observed in Japanese populations is not the result of any single habit, but the accumulation of countless small actions repeated across a lifetime. Each mindful step, each controlled rise, each balanced stance contributes to a reservoir of strength and stability. This approach reminds us that health is not something to be achieved, but something to be practiced gently each day, allowing the body to adapt, flourish, and remain capable of graceful movement well into advanced age. Rebuilding confidence in movement is a deeply personal journey, one that begins not in the muscles, but in the nervous system. After a fall, a period of inactivity, or simply the gradual changes that come with age, many people develop a subtle fear of instability. This fear alters posture, stiffens movement, and disrupts natural coordination. The body becomes cautious, and in that caution, balance often weakens further. Yet through gentle, intentional motion, this cycle can be reversed, restoring both physical stability and emotional trust in one's own abilities. Coordination depends on a continuous exchange of information between the brain, sensory organs, and muscles. Every step requires precise timing, spatial awareness, and muscular response. With age or inactivity, this communication becomes less synchronized. Signals travel more slowly. Muscles hesitate. Reaction time lengthens. Gentle exercises retrain this system by providing clear, repeated feedback. Each controlled movement sharpens awareness, strengthens neural pathways, and refines muscular timing, gradually restoring the seamless flow that underlies stable movement. Circulation plays a crucial role in this process. When muscles contract rhythmically, they promote efficient blood flow throughout the body. Improved circulation nourishes tissues, delivers oxygen to the brain, and supports the repair of microscopic damage that accumulates over time. Enhanced blood flow also regulates temperature, reduces inflammation, and improves energy levels. As circulation improves, individuals often experience greater clarity of thought, increased alertness, and a renewed sense of vitality that reinforces their willingness to move. Confidence grows from success. Each stable stance, each smooth step, each moment of balance sends a message to the brain that the body is capable. These small victories accumulate, gradually dissolving fear and hesitation. The nervous system adapts by lowering protective tension, allowing movement to become fluid rather than guarded. Over time, walking becomes more natural. Posture improves, the body moves with ease rather than effort. This transformation reflects not just physical change, but a profound shift in self-perception. The neuromuscular system thrives on precision rather than force. Gentle exercises emphasize control, awareness, and alignment, training muscles to respond accurately rather than powerfully. This approach strengthens stabilizing fibers, enhances joint support, and improves reflexive responses. As coordination improves, the body anticipates shifts in balance and adjusts automatically, preventing missteps before they occur. This proactive stability is the foundation of safe, confident movement. Mindful motion also recalibrates the inner sense of position, known as proprioception. This internal awareness allows individuals to sense where their limbs are without looking, guiding movement effortlessly. When proprioception dulls, steps become uncertain, and posture wavers. Gentle balance exercises stimulate joint receptors and sensory nerves, sharpening this awareness. The feet reconnect with the ground. The legs regain sensitivity. The body once again understands its place in space, fostering a deep sense of stability. Breathing plays a subtle yet powerful role in restoring coordination and confidence. Slow, rhythmic breathing calms the nervous system, reduces muscle tension, and enhances focus. When breath and movement align, the body enters a state of relaxed alertness, allowing precise control without rigidity. This harmony supports smoother transitions, steadier posture, and more efficient energy use. Over time, breathing becomes a silent partner in balance, supporting every step with quiet steadiness. Emotional resilience is inseparable from physical stability. Fear, anxiety, and uncertainty can disrupt balance as profoundly as muscular weakness. Gentle movement practices foster a sense of safety and self-trust, gradually easing emotional tension. As individuals experience consistent improvement, their mindset shifts from caution to curiosity, from fear to engagement. This psychological transformation encourages continued participation, reinforcing the positive cycle of growth and adaptation. Consistency is essential in rebuilding coordination. The nervous system responds best to frequent low-intensity stimulation. Short daily practices reinforce neural pathways, keeping them active and responsive. Over time, these repetitions refine motor patterns, making stability an automatic response rather than a conscious effort. What once required concentration becomes instinctive, freeing mental energy for presence and enjoyment. Rebuilding confidence through movement extends beyond physical benefits. It restores autonomy, allowing individuals to navigate their environments without dependence. Simple actions, such as climbing stairs, walking outdoors, or standing in crowded spaces, become sources of empowerment rather than apprehension. This regained independence enhances quality of life, fostering a sense of dignity and self-worth that resonates deeply. As coordination improves, so does the body's ability to adapt to unexpected challenges. Uneven ground, sudden turns, or quick adjustments become manageable rather than threatening. This adaptability is a hallmark of healthy movement, reflecting a resilient nervous system and responsive musculature. Through gentle practice, the body regains its capacity to respond fluidly to change, transforming uncertainty into confidence. The journey toward restored balance and confidence is gradual, shaped by patience and compassion. Each small effort contributes to a larger transformation, reminding the body of its inherent intelligence and strength. Over time, movement becomes not just safer, but joyful, a celebration of the body's enduring capacity to adapt, learn, and thrive within the rhythms of everyday life. Independence is one of the deepest human desires, woven into our sense of identity, dignity, and purpose. The ability to move freely, to stand without assistance, to walk with confidence, and to care for oneself shapes not only physical health, but emotional well-being. As age advances, The fear of losing this independence can quietly overshadow daily life. Yet the body, even in later years, holds an extraordinary capacity to preserve autonomy when movement is approached with intention, consistency, and respect. Stability is the foundation of independence. Every safe step, every controlled transition from sitting to standing, and every balanced stance protects the freedom to live actively. These small actions form the framework of daily life, allowing individuals to navigate their homes, communities, and environments with confidence. When balance and strength decline, this framework weakens, creating reliance on external support. But when movement is gently restored, independence returns, often more powerfully than expected. The human body is designed for adaptability. Muscles, nerves, and joints respond dynamically to the demands placed upon them. Even in advanced age, targeted movement can awaken dormant capabilities. Leg strength improves through repetition. Joint flexibility returns through gentle motion. Neural pathways sharpen through consistent stimulation. Each of these changes contributes to a renewed ability to move safely and confidently, reinforcing personal autonomy. Dignity is closely tied to self-reliance. The ability to perform daily tasks without assistance preserves a sense of control and self-respect. Simple acts such as preparing meals, dressing, or walking outdoors become affirmations of capability. These experiences nourish emotional health, reducing feelings of helplessness and dependency. Movement thus becomes not just a physical practice, but a declaration of personal worth. Consistency transforms effort into habit. Gentle exercises repeated daily integrate seamlessly into routines, gradually reshaping the body's baseline capabilities. What begins as deliberate practice evolves into natural movement. Standing becomes easier, walking becomes smoother, balance becomes instinctive. Over time, these improvements redefine expectations, allowing individuals to reclaim activities they once avoided. Independence also fosters social engagement. When movement feels safe and reliable, individuals are more likely to leave their homes, participate in community activities, and maintain relationships. Social connection, in turn, supports cognitive health, emotional resilience, and longevity. Movement and independence thus extend beyond the physical realm, shaping the richness of daily life. The preservation of mobility plays a critical role in cognitive vitality. Physical movement enhances cerebral blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients essential for brain function. Regular activity supports memory, attention, and emotional balance. As physical confidence grows, mental clarity often follows, creating a holistic sense of well-being that permeates daily experience. Fear is one of the greatest barriers to independence. Concern about falling or injury can limit activity, accelerating physical decline. Gentle, progressive movement rebuilds trust in the body, reducing anxiety and restoring courage. Each successful step replaces fear with assurance, allowing individuals to explore their capabilities with renewed optimism. The journey towards sustained independence is not defined by dramatic change, but by steady progression. Small improvements accumulate, transforming limitations into strengths. Each day of movement contributes to a reservoir of resilience that supports long-term autonomy. This gradual evolution respects the body's rhythms, allowing adaptation without strain. Aging does not diminish the human capacity for growth, it refines it. With patience and care, the body continues to learn, adapt, and strengthen. Movement becomes a language of self-respect, a way of honoring the life carried within each step. Independence, once thought fragile, reveals itself as remarkably durable when nurtured through consistent practice. True dignity lies in the ability to participate fully in life, to move with purpose, and to maintain connection with one's surroundings. Gentle movement preserves this participation, sustaining the freedom to choose, explore, and engage. Each balanced step becomes a testament to resilience, each steady stance a symbol of perseverance. Within the rhythms of daily practice, the body rediscovers its potential. Strength rebuilds, stability returns, confidence grows. Independence becomes not a distant memory, but a living reality. And in this renewal, individuals find not only physical capability, but a deeper sense of empowerment that enriches every moment of their lives.